Hey, it's Annette. I am super excited to bring you the Wealth Lab Building Your Implementable Profit Plan workshop series here for Annette Ferguson YouTube channel. My sole purpose of starting this series is to help you implement the profit plan, price your offerings, and manage your finances properly. If you feel like this series is not for you, feel free to just skip ahead on this episode. For the full experience, however, of the workshop, do make sure that you join the group where I will be hosting it. Go to Facebook and search Uncover Wealth Community. Make sure you answer the questions and come on in. Talk soon. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here for session 2 of the Wealth Lab, Building Your Implementable Profit Plan. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me again for the next installment. Now, if you have not already watched session 1, do not worry. You will still get loads and loads of value from today's session, but do try and make sure that you set aside time to go back and revisit it as well. So let me know you are here. Give me a rundown of what your business does in the comments. I would love to learn a little bit more about who is watching and who is tuning in. So do let me know in those comments what it is that your business does. And I appreciate those hellos that are coming through as well. Jackie, lovely to see you again. Justina, thank you for joining me. Angela, thank you for tuning in. I very, very much appreciate it. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me and tuning in. And do tell us a little bit about your business in the comments so that I know how to tailor any examples that I'm giving or any questions or queries that you have as well. Terrence, thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the hello. I appreciate that. For those of you that do not know me, if you are not sure about what it is you are watching, my name, of course, is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I am a chartered accountant, certified profit first professional and financial strategist, and we help business owners take home lots more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. Of course, part of what I am teaching all this week for the Wealth Lab, Building Your Implementable Profit Plan, is all around exactly how to do just that. So I cannot wait to help and guide you through that process all this week as well. Now, as a brief recap, what we have already looked at is the vision piece of those 7 profit plan pillars. So those 7 pillars being vision, money leaks, revenue, owner's pay, team, profit, and implementation strategy. Those are our 7 pillars that we are going to be going through all this week. And vision was the first one. Number 2 today that we are going to examine is, of course, money leaks. In yesterday's session, we looked at what do you want your life to look like and how can you build a business in support of your life? And also, where are things now? What do we need to do to bridge the gap between the two? So I want to ask you, what would your life look like with a 5x or 10x take home? What would it look like? Because it absolutely can happen. It absolutely can. In implementing these strategies that I am sharing over the next few days, that is exactly how I went on to do that. And I am teaching you exactly the same framework, because with the right strategy, with the right framework, and with the right systems, your financial freedom is completely possible. And part of that is the profit plan. It fits into the strategy, framework, and system. So thank you everyone who is coming on and saying hello. I do very, very much appreciate your hellos. So thank you for that. Thank you. Angela is saying you have 2 businesses, crafts and school wear. Awesome. What are we saying? I've had my business for 10 years with a team of 6 associates, a bookkeeper and business manager. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about what you all do in the comments. I very, very much appreciate that as well. So thank you for that. Now, what I want to share with you today is that yes, of course, it is important to be present and consume what I am sharing with you over this week, but it's not all about consuming. It's about actually mapping out your profit plan. It's actually about getting that implementation in place that is going to make sure that you move your business to the place that you want it to be. So making sure that you are, writing down those takeaways, that you are doing the exercises so that you can move your business forward. Make sure that you write lots of notes. Turn off those distractions if at all possible. Close those 150 tabs that we all have open if you possibly can, so that we can dive into getting your business more profitable as well. Now, remember, if you do not already have the workbook, do connect with my team so that you can receive that. They will be in the comments with you during this session. So please do make sure you connect with them. Let us know in the comments if you have not received the workbook and you require a copy. Please let us know in the comments so that we can get that out to you as well. It's a really great part of what I'm covering. Is a real supplemental resource for you. The workbook itself is probably worth thousands. If you just implemented everything in there, you would take home your take home would increase massively within a matter of days. And actually, if you just implement what you do in today's session, that can also happen as well. So I would love to know, what was your top takeaway from session 1 yesterday? Let me know in the comments, what was your top takeaway? Perhaps it was an aha moment for you. Perhaps it was a realization. But I would love to know in the comments what your top takeaway from session 1 was. Let me know. What is that thing that you wrote down and then you circled and maybe highlighted, maybe put a star beside in your notes from yesterday's session? I would love to know what that is, because I can help and support you with more of the same, of course, during these sessions as well. So do let me know. And remember that, if you're a 7-figure business owner wanting to increase your take home by 20K a month, or a newbie wanting your first regular £2,000 a month take home, then this is a key part of the steps to do just that. Okay. So this is so fundamentally key. What I would also love you to do is give me a yes in the comments if you are committed to skyrocketing your profits. I would love some yeses if you are committed to skyrocketing your profits. So let's have a look. Aha moments here. The aha was working out what my turnover needs to be to take the 50% I would like to have. Absolutely. That is a really awesome aha moment. Thank you so much for that. Let me see if I can find in the comments who actually said that, because my phone is showing me Facebook user, and I would like to actually be able to say your name if I can find it. It's Justina. Lovely. Thank you so much for that, Justina. I appreciate that. And we have Ashley saying, it made me look deeper at my why. Why did I start my business and what keeps me going with 3 young boys? Awesome. I love it. We've seen that one already. Awesome. We've got some yeses coming in here as well. Justina's a yes. Ronald is a yes. We have got yeses. I don't know who that is. Whatever it takes. Oh, it's Jackie. Yes, whatever it takes. Awesome. Justina, I am committed to skyrocketing profit. I love it. If you are all in It will happen. If you implement exactly what I am teaching during the profit plan, that is the first step to doing that. It's the first step to increasing your profits and your take home. It is absolutely key if skyrocketing your profits is on your agenda this year. We want to make sure that we are aligning our take home with the businesses that we have and the vision that we have as well. So this is absolutely part of the process. Now, whilst I'm here, I also want to share with you that we are going to have the replays available until Tuesday, the 26th at 8 p.m. So if you've not caught session 1 yet and you need to catch that, it will be available until Tuesday, the 26th at 8 p.m., at which point all the replays will be taken down. So if you need to catch up at any point, if your diary is not synced up with our sessions, you can catch the replays until then. But of course, please do mark in the diaries that we are going to be here at 1:30 p.m. each day to go through the profit plan as well. Like I mentioned, the workbook, if you do not already have it, make sure you get it. Just pop into the chat, the comments rather, if you need your workbook, and we will get that over to you as well, because financial freedom is within reach with the right plan. And that is absolutely key. And you know what? I used to doubt this because I used to just be chasing revenue all the time. And I used to be running around and not achieving the take home that I wanted. But I changed that. I changed that in part with this profit plan, and you absolutely can too. So let's jump in to the money leaks part of profit planning as well, because this is really, really key. So what is a money leak? Well, fundamentally, a money leak is spending that is not 100% necessary to keep the proverbial lights on in your business, nor does it deliver a return in terms of money or in terms of time. So I'll say that again. A money leak is spending that is not 100% necessary to keep the proverbial lights on in your business, nor does it deliver a return in terms of money or in terms of time. So this is really, really key, because what we want to do is we want to identify the money leaks in our business and eradicate those money leaks. This is a major, major step in supporting increased profitability in your business as well. So I've got an exercise for you to do. And this exercise will basically help you identify those money leaks, and then you can work on eradicating them. So what I want you to do is gather together your business bank and credit card statements anywhere where business spending is happening. It might be in PayPal accounts, for example, as well. Gather together all those statements. And how I'm going to describe this exercise is I'm going to describe it as if I'm physically doing it with paper. But nowadays, of course, you might want to do it in an electronic way, and you can absolutely do that. But let me describe it for a paper version, because I like to do it with paper. So you gather together all those statements, and then you take a highlighter and a red pen. And get comfy. And then what you want to do is, for every single expense, every single item, line by line by line, with the highlighter in your hand, ask yourself this question: is this expense 100% necessary to keep the proverbial lights on in my business? If the answer is yes, then highlight it. This is not expenditure that is nice to have. This is not expenditure that is 80% necessary. This is expenditure that is 100% necessary. Your business is unable to operate without it. Might be insurance, for example, or a CPD, continuing professional development, or some kind of subscription to a professional body that you're required to be a member of. But this is expenditure that is 100% necessary in your business, and you highlight that. And you go through every single page, asking yourself this question, line by line by line, item by item by item, page by page by page. For some things that reoccur monthly, you will need to ask yourself this question 12 times over, and that is okay, because sometimes by the 8th or 9th time you go, okay, maybe not 100% necessary. So asking yourself this question multiple times is not a bad thing at all. And I want you to do that for every single page. And then you get to the end, and then I want you to flip the pile back over again, or the virtual pile if you're doing it electronically. Electronic, you can do this, by the way, using a CSV file, different highlighted lines and those kinds of things. So you're now back at the beginning of the pile, and this time take your red pen in your hand, and this time ask yourself the question, is this delivering me a positive return in terms of money or in terms of time? And if the answer is yes, it is delivering me a positive return, then you can circle that cost, circle that amount. And again, I want you to go through line by line, page by page, item by item, every single one, every single month, so that you can get clear on it. Now, some people might try and scrimp on this and just do 3 months or 2 months, but you will have stuff that reoccurs annually, and you need to make sure that is included in the questions you're asking. So I urge you not to cut corners on this exercise and actually do it fully, so that you can pick up everything that you need to pick up as well. And in doing this, you'll now get to a point in time where you have stuff on your statements that are neither highlighted nor they are circled in red pen. And the question for those things is, what is the purpose of them? Because those are the things that are likely to be money leaks in your business, because they're not 100% necessary and they're not delivering you a positive return. That means that is choice spending. It means that it's nice to haves in your business. And I am not saying that we cannot have nice to haves, but it's really important to note that the more nice to haves you have, the less profit you have. And that is your choice, that you are choosing to spend on nice to haves in your business rather than having profit and rather than having increased take home. And you need to be really clear that that is a choice you're making. And if that is the choice you make, you want to do it consciously. So you need to be aware that that is what is happening, rather than it just being money that seems to disappear back out of your business. Okay. Let me know if this exercise makes sense to you. Give me a 1 in the comments if this exercise is making sense. I would love to know to make sure. So can I repeat what is highlighted, what versus what is circled? Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing that is asking yourself that question, is this expense 100% necessary to keep the proverbial lights on in my business? And that is what I usually recommend that you highlight, is this 100% necessary? And the second thing with your red pen is this delivering me a positive return in terms of money or in terms of time? What that means is that for the money I'm spending on this, am I getting more back, or am I buying myself time so that I can free myself up for other profit producing activities? So that is where that comes. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense now. Justina's saying that makes sense. Awesome. Good. Excellent. So yeah, any questions, do let me know as we go along. If there's anything that you don't understand or anything you want more clarity on, I will absolutely answer those. So in your workbook, I have a space for you to note out what statements you need to gather together. So they could be business bank statements, they could be business credit card statements. You might even have personal credit cards where you're doing business spending on. It could be PayPal that you have stuff coming in and out of, and that you need to examine those statements. Anywhere where business spending is happening, that's where you want to examine. It may even be your personal bank account for some people. But let's work out what statements you need to gather together, and then set aside time in your diary to do that. Set aside an hour or two to gather the statements and do this exercise so that you can get really clear on where those leaks are as well. Now, for the purposes of this exercise, I want to note that we do exclude payments to ourselves and payments to any tax authorities, so HMRC in the UK, because the payments to ourselves we will deal with separately. Tax payments, of course, they're required to happen as well. Now, a lot of people say to me, but what about team members? You know, I've got payments going out to my team. Well, they should be delivering you a positive return in terms of money. They should be able to deliver more money back to your business than they cost you in salary. We will speak a bit more about team later, but I want to plant that for you because that is really, really important, that actually you are getting a return for the team members that you have, and they are not just a pure 100% cost to you as well. Good. Making sense for everyone. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Excellent. So I also have a space in the workbook for you to start noting down what costs you're going to cancel and which you're going to renegotiate or downgrade. Because it might be that some of the costs you can't cancel straight away because you're locked in contract. You might want to diarize for when those contracts end so that you can cancel at that point. Or it might be that you're shut into something that you can't do that to, and you might need to renegotiate that or downgrade the service level or something like that. So making sure that you identify which of those might exist for you and making sure you then diarize a time to do this as well, and working out then what the savings are going to be, where you are going to make those savings in your business, which ultimately will result in increased profitability and increased money available for your take home as well. So it would be silly of me to speak about outgoings from your business without actually addressing the outgoing of debt, because many business owners have debt as an outgoing, and particularly with bounce back loans, etc., then we are going to have a situation where more and more businesses have got debt repayments to make. So we want to speak about how we're actually going to deal with those as well. So let me just check the comments as well. Okay, good. Payments to ourselves, do you mean wages? So by payment to yourself, I mean any method that you pay yourself, whether you pay yourself via wage, via dividend, via director's loan repayment, whether you're self-employed and it all comes to you anyway, whichever method that you transfer money to yourself, that is what I mean by payments to yourself. So however you are taking money home from your business, it does not matter what it's called, how it's classified for tax purposes, whatever your legal entity is, it's money that you are moving from your business bank account to your personal bank account. That's what I mean by that. Good question. Thank you for asking that. So when it comes to the debt side of things, so what debt is fundamentally you paying now for basically purchases you've already made, usually for operating expenses in the business. It's basically making the payments now rather than historically. So you're paying for past spending now. That is what debt repayments are usually. Now, one of the things that we want to do is we want a way that we can actually get our debt down. We need to have that as part of our profit plan, because there is no point in building out this profit plan if we just keep our debt the same level or our debt increases. This has to be ingrained as part of the plan. There are two ways to pay down debt, basically. One is the debt snowball and one is the debt avalanche. So the two methods are the debt snowball method basically says that you have to list out all the debts you have, list out what the balances on those debts are, list out the interest rates on that debt. And the debt snowball says you pay off the one with the smallest balance first. Of course, you have to keep up with minimum repayments on all your other debt. There is no getting out of doing the minimums. You have to keep up with the minimum repayments. But the debt snowball says start overpaying on the one with the smallest balance, and you will get rid of that one, and then you'll do the next one, and it will go, and you'll create a snowball effect with getting stuff paid off and done and finished with. Okay, so that is the debt snowball version. The second is debt avalanche. And the debt avalanche says, list your debt in order of interest rate and start paying off the one with the highest interest rate first. Get that one gone and then go to the next highest. Of course, still taking care of the minimums as well. So the one that I recommend, and the one that that I have used in the past, is the debt snowball method. I find that is a really great way to work it. But if you prefer the debt avalanche, that's okay too. It's really up to you, but make sure that you choose one. You have to choose one method, and you have to stick with it. You have to stick with it till everything's paid off. So again, I've got a section in the workbook, page 19, where you can list out, who you have the debt to, the outstanding amount, monthly repayments, and then the interest rate. And you could choose which method you do. But do remember that payments to HMRC for VAT, PAYE, personal tax, corporation tax, those will all be debts if they are overdue. Bounce back loan, that is also overdue as well. If you previously deferred any HMRC VAT payments, make sure you include those too, because they are repayable. Make sure you include any money that you are owed to yourself from your business, and make sure that any money borrowed from family members, for example, is also included in this list of debts. You want to include everything. Every single debt that the business has should go in here and in this list, because we need to be really clear that we have everything taken care of and everything accounted for. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look again at the comments as well. If I want to... Okay, so if I want to buy something, I put it on my money leak spreadsheet, then I come back to it and have to argue the case to myself. I then feel smug when I see things I could have bought but didn't. If I want to buy something, I put it... okay, so you treat it as a money leak already ahead of time. I love that. That's so funny. You treat it as a money leak ahead of time. That is awesome. And then you're like, oh, look, I didn't, I plugged that money leak. I love that. What about retirement contributions? Do you keep doing that whilst paying off debt? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You can keep pension contributions going. I would never say to stop pension contributions. You can absolutely do that, but I do want you to focus on paying off debt as well. I don't think it has to be an either or though. And we'll look at actually how you put all the puzzle together so that you can pay for everything you need to and want to, and how that works out. But yeah, I don't think it should be an either or at all. But good question. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, good. So I think let's just check that I've got all those questions. Yeah, I think I do. Excellent. So what I want to start doing now is we want to also start kind of mapping this out actually on a spreadsheet, or you can even do it on a piece of paper if you are spreadsheet phobic. So in Excel, Google Sheets, something like that, you can actually map out what this looks like as well. So I've got a screenshot within the workbook of how to start doing this. But what we want to do is we want to start listing out those expenses. So you want to have the months, the next few months, the next 12 months across the top. And then you're going to have different sections. You're going to have a revenue section, a team section, and an expenses section. Ignore the revenue section for just now. We're not dealing with that just now, but we are just now dealing with the team and the expenses. And what I want you to do is I want you to layer those in and put down every expense and every team member and put them into a sheet. Like I said, there is an example of what this will look like within your workbook on page 20. So that is where you basically transfer the expenses that you have marked as 100% necessary and or delivering you a positive return. They would go in here, and your team that are also falling into that category would also go in here as well, because of course anything else you are canceling ASAP. You have time in the diary to do that. And therefore you might need to put them in the current month. You might need to put them in 1 month from now, but actually those money leaks, they should be gone as soon as you possibly can. So have a look in the workbook at page 20 for what that looks like, and you can start mapping that out and getting those numbers in place. We're starting to physically build out our actual profit plan now at this point. Okay, so we're getting it actually on paper, which is the very, very exciting part. Do you include owner in team section? Great question, Justina. No. At this point in time, I do not want you to account for anything that you are taking home yourself. That is going to come separately. So no, you do not include your own pay at this point in time. Great question, Justina. And would a business coach come under team? Yes, I always include business coaching under team. So yes, include your business coach under team. Again, great question there. Is this the last 12 months or projecting future? It is projecting the future. It is not looking at the last 12 months. This is planning out the next 12 months. This is planning your profit. This is getting your plan for your next 12 months profit in place. So this is forward looking. Again, good question. Justina is saying, what is Nest? I've got a line in there for Nest. Nest is one of the pension contribution companies. So that is what Nest is. If you add employee pensions, they may be under Nest. So that is what that heading is. Great questions, everyone. I appreciate those. Some really good questions there as well. And I'm going to take some water too. So if anyone is watching and they don't have the workbook, therefore cannot see the screenshot, please do let us know in the comments so that one of the team can get that workbook over to you. You need to see what this looks like so that you can do it as well. So do make sure that you connect with us so that we can get you that workbook so that you can start working through this as well, because this is us really starting to get into the kind of meat of building out that profit plan. And I have a homework question for you, which I would love if you want to come in later and answer in the homework thread that will be posted in the group. The question is, how many suppliers are you stopping or downgrading to support your financial freedom? Because I guarantee that when you go through this exercise, you are going to find that you have 2 of something when you only need 1 of something, or that your level that you've got on something is way too high, or you've historically added in a team member to something and paid an extra seat in a program, but actually they're not with you anymore and you don't need that extra seat. So you'll find this a lot when you start going through those exercises. Illa's saying, I've joined, but I'm not sure my comments are seen. I can see your comment, Illa. I can't see any other previous ones from you, I don't think, but I can see that one. So yeah, if you have any questions, do pop them in, because I am certainly seeing that comment, but I can't see any other ones from you. If you have commented already, they are not coming on my feed, I don't think. Let me just also check separately in my on my phone commentary, because maybe they are appearing there, but not anywhere else. So let me have a quick look here and see if I can see them there instead, because perhaps that is going to be where they are hiding. Let's have a little look. No, I cannot see any other comments from you, Illa. So if you do have any questions, let me know, because it looks like your comments are coming through now. So do let me know. Now, of course, we are going to be live again tomorrow for the next installment for session number 3. Session number 3 is power levers to drive revenue. We're going to be starting to look at that top section of the profit plan, and I have got some exercises to step you through in order to get that part of it mapped out and that part of it working for you. So do make sure that you have the time in your diary tomorrow to come and join me for that. Same time, same place, 1:30 p.m. UK. We will be here to go through that next section. If you have any questions or queries when you're working through these exercises, do let me know. Do make sure you tag me. Do ask me or one of the team, your concierge, you can connect with and ask any questions as well. We are all here to help and support you. So if you have been speaking to your concierge in the chat, in the DM, then do reach out to them. If you have any questions, they will be able to help and support you and answer those. So do make sure you use that as a resource for it. You cannot make tomorrow. Will it be on the Facebook page? It'll be in the group. So this group that you're currently watching in the Uncover Wealth community, it will be in the group. One of my team, I'll get to tag you in the replay once that's gone live, so that you can loop back and catch the replay. So do make sure that you come and join us tomorrow. And of course, all this week, 1:30 p.m. I would love to see you there. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I hope that this session has been incredibly powerful for you, and I will speak to you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care, everyone.